So if you're like me, you've enjoyed your Intex Pure Spa, but it seems like the weakest link in this thing is the impeller on the pump. And what happens in my case, and what I'm thinking happens, is that water somehow gets into the metal area under this plastic. I don't know if it cracks first and then makes the metal expand because of rust, because you can see there's a crack here. But then this gets kind of wobbly, gets thrown off balance because of the metal underneath expanding, which causes the original plastic shaft to wear bad and then break. There should be another ½ inch or so up here. These are wear marks. This shaft should be solid. And when this one started to go, I went online and somebody talked about a brass shaft. So I did that, and even with this impeller and a brass shaft, you can see how much it wore. And so this one stopped working at the end of the season. So I wanted to see if I can get one more season out of it. But what I ended up doing, because this thing is, even though it still spins, I think the balance is off. I mean, it caused that much wear. So one of my old impellers, this thing was like, these two were similar. It's like attacking me. Except this one had a piece that was so blown out that there was a huge crack and you can see magnet stuff coming out. So what I did is I peeled off all the plastic that was around it. And once you do that, there's a little layer of tin over the magnetic surface. And there was some, you can see it's kind of rough here. And that's where the tin had busted out and some of the magnetic ore was just spewing all over the place. So I cleaned it up, and then I used, it's an automotive rust inhibitor called POR 15. And I coated it with like 3 coats of it. And it gets really, really hard, like almost rock hard. And so I'm going to see if I can use this impeller now, and actually broke one of these off while doing it, while coating it, and re-epoxied it. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to put it in the motor with a brass shaft and just tighten a couple and hook it up to an older central base to see if it actually works. Because this one still worked. I tried it yesterday, but I could tell it was kind of rattling around, and it caused a lot of wear on even that brass shaft. So I want something that'll last a little longer without wearing, and maybe, who knows, maybe this one's balanced a little better. Hang on. Okay, so I put that impeller in there that I used the POR 15 on, and I have this old central base setup. If you get one of these Intex spas, I highly recommend, before your 1-year warranty period is out, even if it's working okay, is email Intex and tell them something went bad in it, and they'll ship you a whole new base. So I was able to get an extra season basically by using parts off of this. I'm guessing I won't get too much further before something really goes wrong, but this impeller fix, if it works, you can get the POR 15, I think, for like 10 or 15 bucks. And I know you can't find the impellers very easily. I haven't been able to, and there's nothing wrong with the actual pump, which costs 50, 60 bucks if they're not out of stock. So I'm going to try this. And when I try the other one here, what happens is it'll run for a few seconds, but since the water's not actually going through all this, it shuts off. So we'll see if it starts pumping here. I'm going to turn on the pump. Let's see. It's kind of rattly, a little louder than I'd hope. Let's try it again. Now it's not starting. Let's try again. Okay, I'm gonna pull the impeller out and try to reseat it. Hang on. Okay, so I undid the couple screws I had holding the pump together, pulled out the impeller, put it back in, just to see if it maybe wasn't seating right in the rubber tips. Let's see here. Okay, that one sounded pretty good. It wasn't too rattly. I'm gonna try again here. Turn it on. Nah, it's too late. Well, you know, it might be a band-aid to get a little more time out of it, because when the plastic is so exploded, like it was on the one that's in there now that's got the POR 15, it wouldn't spin at all. It was just expanded. So taking off all this plastic, wiping it dry real good, and then using like 3 layers of the POR 15, see if it lasts. So right now it seems like I've got 2 impellers that kind of work, and I run mine all the time because I like it to be hot whenever I want it through winter. So I'm gonna try to kick it on one more time. Okay, power, pump. Wow. So I might try this one first. I might try to see if I can get the spa going with the POR 15 coated impeller. Anyway, for what it's worth.